Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Astra podcast. We got a lot of covered. We got an upcoming pay-per-view event happening this week. Is it this week? I'm pretty sure this week, cause I'm gonna cover it either way. We're gonna cover UFC 307. We're gonna cover UFC Paris, and what an absolute card! I really loved it, even though I missed most of it because fortunately that day I had to work, and yeah, so I kind of missed the whole card, so I had to rewatch probably just the main events, but I saw some good shit on there on the premiums too. We're gonna cover a little bit of boxing, what recently is going on with the David Haney lawsuit. Sounds a little bit crazy, but whatever. And we're gonna talk about the Chicago Bulls. I think this is a good time to cover it just because the recent everyone had the media day. So yeah, I want to talk about a little bit, especially about Alonso, Zach Levine, and then all those motherfuckers in there. So yeah, let's start off with UFC Paris. If you guys are aware, the French really did good on that card. I think most of the French fighters got the wins, except for a few. And then in this one, we got the main event: Moicano versus Saint Denis. Moicano got the win by in round two. I think it was a doctor stoppage because of a cut. And I saw the cut that was holy shit, what damage he did in the first round, and then in this round he looked fucking solid, bro. Um, Other than that, I think he did dominate it, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see what this is gonna be next for him. But hey, man, I know one of the fighters on the main card was talking shit towards the what's it called to the French people. I think his name is batter. I don't know, some shit like that. It was kind of funny. I saw that, but I said I kind of missed most of the main event because I was working, unfortunately. And then I wanted to cover. Well, kind of got the win. Nice win. Kind of sucks not watching these fights because then I can't really give you guys my insight and stuff like that. And then the co-main event, we Emabov got the win by unanimous decision. I mean, it was pretty decent. What can I say, bro? I didn't really get to watch the fight, but hey, a win is a win, huh? A win is a win. Now let's talk about UFC 307. It's upcoming event between Pereira versus Roundtree for the light heavyweight title. Roundtree is a solid fighter. He has a good multi background. I mean, he's a multi fighter himself. Do I see it a problem against Pereira? Yes, to a certain level. I mean, Pereira, good kickboxing. He got it all. That left hook is deadly. If Roundtree gets caught by the left hook, it's over. But I do think this might. I mean, I have said Jan Blachowicz. I remember I said, oh, he's gonna be a problem. I said the same thing about Jerry Prohaska, and look what happened. Beat him twice already. So I think it's like time to not underestimate Pereira. I mean, we know what he's capable of, and he ain't scared to fucking lose to that motherfucker. So with that being said, I think I got Pereira winning, maybe in round three by TKO. Yeah, TKO in round three. But I see Pereira taking the win. Um, I don't know about Roundtree. I don't know. I kind of want to say he does take it, but um, if he's smart enough, though, I mean, if take it to the ground, bro. If he gonna get that easy win and not stand up against Pereira, take him to the ground. I'm not really well known if he has any wrestling background or any grappling. I'm not sure about that, but like I said, the same thing against Merav and against Sean O'Malley. Merav did a good job and he used his grappling. He was smart enough to take it to the ground because if he knew that if he would just stand up against Sean O'Malley, he would have lost the fight because Sean O'Malley is a great striker. Now, let's leave that aside. Now, if Roundtree is smart enough, he could take it to the ground, work at some ground game. Because Pereira, he might have some background, not some background like the fundamentals, but if his grappling is good enough, Roundtree could take the win, easy as win. But if he's gonna stand there with Pereira, he's in trouble. You cannot stand up on in there with Alex Pereira, because Alex Pereira's a fucking solid fighter, dude. But like I said, I think it's just play a smart strategy, play it safe, and then take it to the ground. That's all I gotta say. Now, and my prediction is Alex Pereira, but round 3 and TKO or KO. I'm gonna say TKO, but we'll see, we'll see. And then the co-main event, it's between Pennington versus Pena versus for the bantamweight title. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm not really aware with like the champion girl. Except for exception for Valentina Shevchenko, Zhang Willie or something. I think that's her name. Those are interesting fighters. That's why I look at it. But I don't know about Pennington. I don't know. I'm not really like aware of it, but it's not because I'm not interested in women like fighting. There's plenty of good fighters. I'll say more entertaining. But hey, I'm not gonna give my prediction on that because I do not know neither of their styles, so I can't really give you an insight on that. But whatever, Pena round 1, crazy. Another fight that I think is gonna be phenomenal in the main card is Jose Aldo versus Mario Bautista. Now, Jose Aldo, he has been tested. I think he and Conor are the most tested ones out of the year. Especially with Jose Aldo retiring and then coming out of retirement and then coming back and fight again. It's crazy. Jose Aldo by round 3 KO right there. I mean, Joaso still looks solid. I mean, he still looks solid, and then for his age, I think he's still good. I feel like he could still take the win because before he retired, he seemed solid too. I mean, a lot of people has hated Jose Aldo, but I think he's one of the best fighters of all time. He definitely deserves to be in the GOAT talk. The only thing I feel like what led to that that's like that people saying, oh, this guy sucks, but it's because of the Conor fight. I mean, first of all, Conor did a good fucking job getting into his head to Jose Aldo, which what led to Jose Aldo losing that fight because it was all mental. I know Jose Aldo could have beaten Conor McGregor, but the problem is that Conor did a good job playing the mental game. And look at the result. Made him a few mistakes in there, and then even Conor predicted the outcome of leaning too forward, and then boom. But it's whatever. We're not talking about Conor. I'm talking about Jose Aldo. Even after that loss, I think people started to this guy sucks. But I think Jose Aldo deserves to definitely be in the GOAT talk. Maybe not number 1, but saying at least a top 10 of all time MMA fighters. Are we talking MMA, not just in the UFC? I'm talking about MMA. But yeah, I think I got Jose Aldo winning that fight. We'll see how it goes. Another fight that is gonna be on there is Vieira versus Harrison, Dolis versus Holland. Now, Holland, I think he's in his 40s, or he is 40. I'm not sure. No. Oh my bad, y'all. My bad. Dolis versus Holland. The different fighter. My bad. Dolis versus Holland, and then Thompson. Stephen Thompson is gonna fight Buckley. Like I said, I was getting confused there. Thompson is his 40s, or he is 40 years old. I'm not sure. Now this is impressive still fighting at this level. I mean, even despite fighting players that are fighters on the lower rank, I gotta praise this dude because at his age, he's still fighting at a professional level, bro. With that being said, I think Buckley got this one. Honestly, it's hard to even I want to say Holland. It's Thompson winning, but hey, we give it to the young motherfucker. So yeah, but I mean, it's Thompson. The good thing about Thompson, he had a great career. I think he deserves to be. I don't know. I will like obviously I'm being biased because I support Thompson, but I feel like he deserves to be on Hall of Fame in UFC. But other than that, the other thing, he showed that karate can be effective if used correctly. Now, the thing is that there's this bad rap with karate, like, oh, useless martial art. Now, it's not the martial art itself, but it's the person who uses it. If how well it utilizes it, if it uses the advantages of karate over other arts, and that's what Stephen Thompson did. He was able to like utilize karate, that karate style stance to his advantage, and then he was successful. But obviously, there's some flaws in the karate stance in the karate game, which if he could have maybe adjusted. But the problem is, it was his style, so he kind of just like just took it in. He was successful at it. There was some good fights with the karate style. And like I said, there's so many flaws in karate, which other arts take advantage of that and then beat the rest. But like I said, he was the best fighter in the UFC to utilize karate and then show the people out, oh, karate is actually a good martial art if it used correctly and then use an advantage, its advantages. Now with that being said, Buckler's gonna get the win. I feel bad for I'm rooting for Holland for Thompson, but Buckley's gonna get it. Now, few weeks ago, we were given the news that what's his name, Sterling. Sterling, was the fight between Sterling and Eblov, whatever you say his name, got canceled. Now, it was being rescheduled for UFC 310. I was actually quite waiting for this fight, especially for Sterling. Obviously, he was a champion in featherweight. Not in the featherweight, my bad. He was a champion, and then going down the rankings, I don't know how well he's gonna do now. If it's his downfall and stuff like that. But he came off a win, so he's coming off a win. So I think he definitely deserves. I feel like this fight is really good, especially if if this fight show if it is he still got it or not. Which I want to see my boy Sterling, prosper again, be literally top 5 up there. But we'll see, man. So UFC 310, I think it's a card with John Jones. And then the Charles Oliveira on there too. It's gonna be a great fight. Oh, the Michael Chandler and Charles Oliveira fight. Yeah, I remember UFC 310. I think is no, I'm tripping. I'm tripping balls. UFC 310. I gotta make my research now. With that being said, we got UFC 307 coming up. So we got I said Pareda and round 3. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good fight. I mean, also praise to Pareda for fucking pulling up and say, you know what, I'll fight. And then he got injured, so he had a surgery. And like, that's crazy. This motherfucker's about to fight, and then he deserves all that bonus, bro. He deserves every single dollar from the company. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Now let's shift the attention to what recently happened is with Devin Haney. Now, we know that Ryan Garcia was stripped off the win against Devin Haney due to like get a drug test coming out positive. Now, it was not high amounts of whatever the drug he used. I don't not quite remember, but it weren't that high amounts though. It was not like a big dose that it was found in his the test. It wasn't a big big amount, but despite that, he was stripped off the win against Devin Haney. Now, Devin Haney recently just sued Ryan Garcia for battery, fraud, and breach of contract. This is crazy, bro. I think bro's losing his mind. I don't think it was that much to, like, after a fight which clearly Ryan Garcia outboxed Devin Haney. My second point is Ryan Garcia looks solid, bro. Like, this is the best Ryan Garcia version I ever seen. Now, if he was on coke, okay, coke version of Ryan Garcia, we gotta see it again against Tank. Now, there was no. Whatever he does, but he looks solid out there. Just because there was no the way he look at the difference between when he fought Tank and then Haney. Ryan Garcia fighting Devin Haney looked solid, bro. He looked he looked healthy. Like, he looked like, yeah, I'm gonna beat this motherfucker up. Which against Tank, he looked like he was dying, bro. He was in a cut, which that makes me think, maybe there's something up, bro. Man, there's something up with Tank, choosing fighters to go on this cut just so he get a slight advantage. But I'm not going on that route. Now, with Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia looks solid, bro. He has some muscle on. He looked a little bit like, heavy in that bitch. So I think that's what really helped Ryan Garcia to even, punk that motherfucker out, knock down Devin Haney. But other than that, I think this is kind of my bad, y'all. I swear on my videos, but this is a bitch move from Devin Haney. I'm just being honest. I think this is a bitch move from Devin Haney. Why not just take the loss and say, you know what, this motherfucker beat me. Now what I gotta do, I gotta show the world I can beat this motherfucker too. So now I want the rematch. He didn't do that. He said he went to the athletic commission, said, you know what, this motherfucker cheated. He did some shit. I'm like, whether he was on a drug or something, he still beat your ass, bro. Low key. Is Devin Haney up there? I would say Devin Haney's a good boxer now, though. He showed him some flaws. So let's say something. Let's just say hypothetically, let's say Ryan Garcia did take the drugs. Now what about Devin Haney? Let's say Devin Haney was healthy. He said, he went the good route. Now, there were some flaws in his games, bro, that Ryan Garcia kind of exposed. Now, with these things that he exposed, with Devin Haney's flaws, some other boxers are going to take advantage of that shit. So it's a loss situation for Devin Haney. All right, whatever, bro. You got the loss off your record. Now, though, you show your flaws against Ryan Garcia, which means you have to work on that shit. Because if you don't, other boxers are going to take advantage of that shit. They're going to beat you. So, I don't know what bro is doing. Ryan Garcia don't give a fuck. So, hey, I think the one really winning the fans is Ryan Garcia now, because what has been going on with Devin Haney. So, it's like, is it really worth suing, bro, that much? But I don't know, bro. I don't really give a fuck. I'm just living life right now on the couch, and I'm playing. It's tough doing this video sometimes because I gotta work and then school and then train. It's a little bit too much, y'all. And then I was supposed to record it last week, but I was too focused on school, and yeah, I'm being grinding, but I don't really say shit. I just be quiet. But yeah, I'm gonna try my best to record because I love it. And then recently, if you guys saw today in my short, I posted 2 recent videos on there of the boxing gym, but I'm not able to record that much just because like throughout my week. The problem is because of there's kids in the gym, and obviously, I don't want to get any in trouble, especially because this is like a public gym, and I don't want to get in trouble with getting kids on the film. So yeah, it's tough sometimes. So the Saturday that I filmed the boxing gym, me hitting the bag, There was no kids at all, so I just make sure there was no kids at all, and then just record myself hitting the bag. But yeah, whatever. So we're getting sidetracked. Let's move on to talk about the Chicago Bulls. Now, have you guys seen the media day came out with many teams? We saw Klay Thompson in a Mavs shirt. That was crazy. We saw who else? Oh, DeMar DeRozan and the Kings. Motherfucker looks good in every single shirt, bro. I'm just saying, DeMar DeRozan looks solid. We saw Bronny James along with LeBron James in the Lakers shirt. Who else was in a new team? We saw Dame. He was always with the Bucks. Josh Giddey, Caruso. I think Caruso's the oldest motherfucker in the OKC roster, which is crazy. By 30. 30 is not that old, but we're talking about 30 years old, and the rest are lower than 29, which is crazy, bro. It's a young roster. Who else? I think that's it. From the trades that I remembered. Oh, Paul George and the Philly. That's gonna be solid. I don't know how the 76ers are gonna get that roster. I don't know. I think it's pretty solid. The Celtics, anyone new on there? No. No. Now, let's talk about the Chicago Bulls. So, I recently we were given the news that potentially Lonzo Ball is gonna be playing this season. Now, whether bro can stay healthy, he could ball out, because he did fucking solid. The first year he was signed by the Bulls, he did fucking solid. Along with Caruso, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Nikola Vucevic, they did a fucking solid team. And then it was like the first time ever where the Bulls were actually dominated. They were good. They were such a good, solid team. Now, what really impacted this team like negatively is that injuries. Injuries was like their nightmare. It was like their enemy, which led to Lonzo Ball getting injured, and then Zach LaVine getting injured like in the season between like in the middle of the season he was getting injured. DeMar DeRozan was like the one to get. DeMar DeRozan and Nikola Vucevic were the only ones who were really active, and then Caruso was in there too, but he was getting some playing time, but he was sometimes, I think, injured too sometimes too. Who else? Now, I want to talk about now. Okay, Lonzo Ball gonna be playing good. Now let's see if he can hold up and if he can stay healthy or not. We'll see how he actually does this year. Cause I think Lonzo Ball is good. He's a good shooter, but what really matters the most is the assist. He's a good playmaker. I think he's a solid assist, which is what a team really wants. Especially he could get to the good shooters or the best, playing in the perimeter, playing like in inside or outside. He could just give you an assist, which I think is a good from Lonzo Ball. Now, some other stars that I want to talk about is Kobe White. Kobe White showed last year that he could have been the most improved player, but someone else got it, unfortunately. Kobe White's solid, bro. He's a solid shooter. I think he really, him and Ayo really worked this offseason. So I think I see these two really putting up some points this upcoming season, as well as Zach LaVine with recently, building their relationship again against the Chicago Bulls and their organization, just to figure shit out, because obviously there were no teams that show any interest towards Zach LaVine, so he had no other choice but stayed. Now I want to give props to Zach LaVine, and I said it before, just because he stayed, and then he went with the Bulls even when they were shitty. They were still rebuilding, and then until like today, the Bulls look solid, but there's still some things that we may have to work on. Maybe move some players around, figure their chemistry out. But other thing I think is solid, especially with just Nikola Vucevic staying. I think at this point, just get Vucevic and maybe find a better center out there so he can sub in. Drummond was a good one, but unfortunately he was traded to the 76ers. But yeah, Nikola Vucevic Even though he might not, put up like what, like you could say 15, 20 points every night. But as long as bro's getting rebounds, maybe get some defense on there, make sure he's getting the contested shots, and then show some good defense, then it's good. It's fine with that. As long he does that part of the work, but he doesn't get any points, that's fine. Now, with Zach LaVine, his show to he's a solid player. The team is. I don't know how the defense is gonna work. I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone's a good defense, but most of them seem to be like point guards, bro. I think are most point guards or not? I'm not sure, but we gotta see. We gotta see with this board roster, especially because it's really young. All this is a really young roster, and I think the only ones under Nikola Vucevic and some other motherfucker. And Patrick Williams is young too. But I really hope I see the best from this team. I mean, especially with the addition of the draft pick, he seemed to be like a solid player too. Cause I was watching his in the G League. He looks pretty solid. So we'll see how he does with the Bulls, and he can prosper. And then a player that you gotta keep an eye on is Kobe White. I think Kobe White might be a good addition in this team, and he could show himself and how he improve during the off season. But we'll see. We'll see if hopefully the Bulls can get something going on this season. Hopefully, number 2 spot at least, and maybe get to the playoffs, which I haven't. And then when the recent news of Derrick Rose retiring, which was kind of sad. I mean, Derrick Rose was one of like the biggest what ifs, bro. If it wasn't for that energy, was he like the best point guard of all time? Let me tell you, yes, he would have been the best point guard of all time, bro. He was him, Prime D Rose and Prime Westbrook were most of the athletic point guards in the NBA, bro. Most athletic. But obviously, the biggest enemy when it comes to any sport as an athlete, your biggest enemy is age and longevity. So it's a problem. And injuries obviously can affect you. But as Prime Deros and Westbrook were one of like the best point guards, I'll say. And then obviously Derrick Rose. I feel like he deserved the MVP and then youngest MVP too. So that was impressive. But other than that, that's all I gotta cover today. I wish I had a little more time to cover more things, but I think I just covered what I really wanted to cover with the UFC. And then, unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch the whole card just because I was working and I couldn't give you my insight on that. But I think I focused a little bit more on the Chicago Bulls because I really wanted to talk about, especially with the auditions, media day, all that shit. But we'll see how it goes. How any Chicago team's doing. And then recently, the Chicago Bears went against the Rams. I didn't see the game, but they won. So I guess, yay. I guess. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how the Chicago teams do this year, do during this season. But other than that, I don't got anything to cover. So I'll see you guys next time. This probably gonna be uploaded tonight. That makes no sense because it's gonna be a different time. So take care of each other, like each other, love each other, look out for each other, and most of all, live your life. Peace.